How to make a positive impression and be an effective networker. UWSP offers many career and networking opportunities. In-person networking opportunities include smiley events, job fairs, interviews, or any other social gatherings. Online opportunities include websites like LinkedIn or Handshake, or you can even get to know people on other online platforms or send them an email. Websites such as LinkedIn and Handshake serve as great platforms to connect virtually with employers and people in your desired career field. What is fantastic about these sites is that they can connect you with people from all over the world, which means that you have many more opportunities open to you than you would by relying strictly on in-person networking. Also, you can use them on the go or even in the comfort of your own home, which is very convenient, especially during the current pandemic.
Using social media as your friend. Social media is really common nowadays. Companies will find you on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, etc. to learn a little about you before they interview you or before an event. But on the other hand, you can also use it to get to know the person who's interviewing you or people from a company that will be at an event that you're attending and that you want to network with. Social media is not only a way to show friends your experiences, but also a way to build your personal brand. One of the most important things to remember about networking is to remain neutral and natural. It's important to know what you want out of an event or out of a contact, but that shouldn't be your main focus when you're actually talking with someone. Keep it casual and be genuinely interested in meeting that person so it doesn't feel like you're using them for a business venture. In the end, this will get you much further and you'll get there faster. During COVID-19, the pandemic shutdown, people were also able to attend virtual networking events from their own homes. Another great way to be a successful networker while at business school is reaching out to your alumni. So here I have 4 alumni from the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point. So Drew Kutcher, which is on the bottom picture, he's a class of 09 and he married his college sweetheart, Jenna Kutcher, class of 2010. And together they have a successful social media presence. Jenna founded the Goal Digger podcast for women entrepreneurs and was also on the swim and dive team here at Point, while Drew founded the Kutcher Method, a health coaching program. This couple was awarded the UW-Stevens Point 2019 Trailblazer Award. John List, who's on the top left, is a 1992 graduate in the economics from UW-Stevens Point. He was an economist on the President's Council of Economics advisor under President George W. Bush. And Mike Roman, who's on the top right picture, was from the class of 80, who worked for $32 billion science-based 3M for 30 years, serving also as a chief operating officer, executive vice president, leader of the industrial's 3M largest business groups, chief strategist, and senior designer. He also lived and led businesses all around the world.
As Lindsay stated, connecting with UWSP alumni in your desired field of work can be a wonderful opportunity to build impactful relationships and get your foot in the door with companies. Now, you might be wondering how to get started with this. Well, make sure that your first message is thoughtful. Don't simply message them hi or hey. Be sure to introduce yourself and explain why you are messaging them. And then make sure that you set up a time to meet with them in person, over the phone, or over Zoom to conduct an informational interview and ask them questions about what their day-to-day might be like, how they came to work for the company that they are at, or anything else that you have questions about. And then if I were to reach out to a recruiter or an alumni, this is how it might go. Good morning. I am currently an undergraduate student majoring in accounting at the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point. I am looking at different career paths and I'm interested in any feedback you could provide regarding your knowledge of tax or auditing types of positions. If you have time, I have a few quick questions and would appreciate any insight you could provide. This message is short, sweet, and to the point. It introduces me, saying that I am a student at Stevens Point studying accounting, and it lets them know what I'm looking for to know more about and that I would appreciate their time. Before a networking event, be sure to prepare an elevator speech to pull out for when you are asked about yourself. An elevator speech should be brief, at about a minute or less, since it is meant to be short enough to say in an elevator. It should be persuasive and share skills that the recruiter you are speaking to would find valuable. And it should mention your goals so that there is clear communication with the recruiter about what you are looking for that they may be able to provide for you. All of this should be tailored to your audience. So don't include Rubik's Cube skills or a dance championship title when speaking with a recruiter for an accounting internship. It is recommended that you practice responses to questions that the recruiter or interviewer may ask you, as well as practice your elevator speech in front of a mirror or for family or friends before the event to calm your nerves and increase your confidence going into the event.
Now we finally move on to one of the most crucial parts of networking, coming prepared. If you do not already have a business card or a resume made up for yourself, you need to get some. This is a very simple way to improve your professionalism while networking, and they are very easy to carry around with you at all times in your wallet, pocket, or purse. If you are in an internship fair for an interview, bring an updated resume. Running around trying to gather all your information in front of someone and writing it down makes you come across as unprepared or possibly unintelligent. Handing out your details helps you keep connections as well as keep your name on their mind even after the event is over. Any person can be of value to you at a networking event, which is why you should never dismiss someone as unimportant. Dismissing someone because you think they are unimportant could cause you to lose out on more opportunities than you thought. You never know what connections someone has or what they could offer you until you have a good, thorough conversation with them. For everything to come together in networking, you have to be fully invested in networking and let it do its part. You have to believe in the strong connections you're building, and you will soon discover the true value of networking.
When you meet with alumni, a recruiter, or an interviewer in person, there are a few things that you want to make sure that you do. First and foremost, you want to make sure that you are dressed to impress. Business casual is most appropriate. For men, this typically means a button-down shirt and nice pants that aren't jeans. For women, this means maybe a dress or a blouse and nice pants or a skirt. Additionally, you want to make sure that you carry yourself confidently and maintain good posture while networking. Would you rather hire this person or this person? There's a big difference. You also want to make sure that you are smiling, or at least smiling with your eyes if you're wearing a mask. And then make sure you make plenty of eye contact and show your attentiveness. Besides eye contact, you might show your attentiveness by also maybe nodding in agreement or laughing at any jokes that the person might make, just showing that you are engaged in what they're talking about and that you are excited and happy to be talking to them. And lastly, you want to make sure that you give the person you are meeting with a firm, confident handshake when introducing yourself or at the end of your meeting. This makes a great impression.
These are the absolute do nots when you're at a networking event. Dress like a slob, stay silent during conversation, use of profanity, or asking someone you're talking to, what's in it for me? Let's jump into the first one. When you go into a networking event, obviously, you want to put yourself in a position to stand out, but dressing inappropriately is not the kind of attention that you would like. You want to look confident while at these events and while they're ongoing. Jeans, shorts, sneakers are very short. Dresses, skirts are some garments you should avoid. Some silence during a conversation can make you look smart, but when you end a conversation quickly because you don't know what to say, this is bad news. A quick fix would be to prepare a series of open-ended questions and avoid yes or no questions that could end a conversation right then and there. Swearing is an absolute no when it comes to networking. Swearing was always something that was supposed to be used in areas such as bars, sporting events, but nowadays it's slightly more tolerable in a business setting. Although some people may not care, it is best to refrain from using profanity because you do not want to ruin any possible connections that you've already made or want to make. Being able to show self-interest is not exactly a bad thing whatsoever, but while beginning a conversation, it would be best not to start off talking to someone and asking how you can help yourself and make them think that you might come off as selfish. A better way to make conversation is to look for mutual opportunities between you or someone you're talking to because people want to work with partners rather than someone who may be a narcissist or egocentric.
So, some questions you might want to ask recruiters at a networking event or in an interview would be, can you walk me through a typical day in the life of this role? Or, why did you join this company and what has kept you here? What is your favorite thing about working at this company? Or, how would you describe the culture at this company? And then at the end of the interview or recruiting event that you are at, you want to make sure that you ask, what are the next steps? This will signal to the interviewer or the recruiter that you are trying to wrap up the conversation and you are done asking the majority of your questions and you want to know more about when you'll hear about them next, or when you'll hear from them next, or if you need to give them a resume, or if they have any more questions for you, all that good stuff.
Networking is a way to ask info about a job, build relationships, and establish a name for yourself, but never to ask for the job. So when the opportunity does come up in the future, these people that you made connections with in the past and had a positive meeting with will reach out to you. Whom you're networking with is way more important than how many people you're talking to at an event. You want to focus on the quality of your connectors and connections with them opposed to the quantity. And as you do, you will find that you become a better networker because you're able to really focus on what matters. An article states that networking isn't about frantically gathering business cards and phone numbers so fast as you can and then hitting them up as your new contacts for favors. It's about establishing mutual beneficial relationships, and to do that, you must do more than speed through a conversation with them.
Within about 24 hours of your interview or recruiting event, you're going to want to make sure that you follow up with the people that you spoke with. And in this message that you send them, you're going to want to thank them for their time and taking time out of their day to speak with you. And then you want to talk about your interests, goals, and experience and why you would be a great candidate. And just kind of restate those things that you might have said in your elevator speech or some of the highlights of what you talked about them with, just so that you stick in their mind as a candidate and they think of you. And then you're going to want to end that message with your signature and also contact information so that they can get a hold of you.
Hey guys, now I'm going to be talking to you about a few different key networking strategies that really work and that I've used in the past and continue to this day. These strategies ensure that you will be a successful networker and really cement your impression on someone. I can assure you, if you follow these key strategies, you will be ahead of the competition. First on the list, we have be on time. Pretty simple and straightforward, but it's massive. Being on time shows people that you respect them and respect goes a long way. We all know that. If you are late, it gives out an impression that others' time isn't important to you, and that is not what you want. Being on time shows that you care and are serious about whatever you're doing. Personally, I play hockey here at Point, and if you are late by even 1 minute, you're sent home. It's the worst thing you can do. And to boot, you have to run the treadmill at 10 incline at 10 speed for an hour. Yeah, it sucks. Obviously, this isn't the case here, but I just really want to emphasize the importance of being on time and how it is an enormous impression setter. So I can't stress it enough. Be on time. Second on the list, we have be open and confident. This one's huge. It's normal to be a little nervous. I mean, we all get nervous, but you can't let it take over you. Use it to your advantage. Open up, be confident, talk to the person. Let them know why you're here and what you plan to accomplish. Be outgoing, let them know your strengths and why you are the person for this. Always remember, be yourself because no one does it better. Third on the list, we got create a connection. This is probably the hardest thing, but it is really effective. You must try to find something you both share in common, whether it be an experience or providing them help in some way. It doesn't have to be something big, but something or anything that helps them remember you differently than the next person. The last key strategy to be an effective networker is following up, and this one is as important as your first impression. It is a way to reinforce your impression with a new client or contact. It is nothing much, anything from sending a message or reaching out a few days later after the meeting. It creates emphasis that you care and haven't forgotten about the meeting. You can even do little things like setting up coffee or going out for lunch in the future. Anything counts. Anyways, I can assure you guys, if you follow these key strategies, you will accomplish what you came to do.